I think it's quite obvious that black is winning already. It's got this beautiful pawn structure, it's backed up by that king, and black also has this knight, which is very nicely positioned for defense. And then finally, it's got potentially, besides the fact it's got two rooks, it potentially has this pawn, which might be able to do a bit of an odyssey down the side. Whereas white right now has two pawns that are just out on the limb without defense. And it's potentially got a king here, actually, that is increasingly vulnerable as well. So that king might have to run away onto the h-file, which will then stop the progression of that h-pawn. Like, it's really not looking good for white. So, instinctively, the first thing... So it's white to play. The first thing I would want to do is probably get this rook up in some capacity. I would ignore the fact that these pawns are undefended, just on the basis that when you're in this much of a losing position, I'm inclined to go on the offensive. If you move that rook over to defend, it's just going to be doing that for the rest of the game. So accept your losses, try and go on the offensive. We can't directly bring that rook up because the square is covered. So my thinking does actually align with the Top Chess Engine move, which is bring your rook up here, and then I would be thinking potentially to try and navigate around the square on d7, and then come in to try and do a bit of friction with black's king. Now, the next move is a fairly obvious one. Black does go over to the b-file, and it's threatening this pawn, which is just utterly hanging, and it's effectively doing cleanup. I did go for that move myself, just to get this pawn out of the way, and then it does kind of open the door for black's pawn to do that odyssey, do that journey down the a-file. Now, the next move I did not get correct, so I'm going to give you just a little moment to think about it. I very much wanted to begin this idea, like this offensive journey with the rooks, but that is not the idea. The idea is to actually move this pawn here one step forward, and I'm a little bit mind blown by this one. My best guess, well, I have two guesses to be fair. The first guess is white is just so stupendously losing right now that buying time is the best strategy. But it's not a satisfying answer. So the other answer that comes to mind is by moving that pawn forward, potentially black is in a slightly weaker position with its rook once it takes it. Like, maybe it was stronger with the rook on b4 than it is on b5. Not too sure, let me know what you think. And the final move is for black to take that pawn, and that's how you complete March the 5th. Well done if you did it, and I will catch you in the next one.